It's October and you're starting to realize that winter is coming. As the leaves start to fall and the rain comes down, you realize you've wasted the last 9 months of the whole year. As we move into November, you realize you no longer want to be outside. The holidays start to zap all of your energy and you find yourself sleepier, sleeping on the couch, wasting your life away instead of thinking about the 90 days that are still left in the year. But since you found this video, I know that you have it in you to become the person that you've always wanted to be. I want you to close your eyes and imagine disappearing and cutting off all of the world and coming back as a whole new person, the person you've always wanted to be. There's no more New Year's resolutions. We're finishing the resolutions that we set out to accomplish this year. We have 90 days, and that is plenty of time for you to still accomplish the goals that you have set out to do. Consider this video that light in the darkness that is going to motivate you to get where you want to go. But I need you to go gone, girl. I need you to disappear. We are putting in the work, and I'm here putting in the work with you. It's going to be hard, but it's going to be worth it because you're going to look at a totally different person in the mirror by the end of this. So in winter arc fashion, I've got my dragons in my ears because winter is coming and I'm wearing dark, so let's get right into it. First thing I need you to do before you start any of these steps is to write discipline because that is the key to winter arc. In order for you to change, you're going to need discipline. It's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be fun. You need to put in the work, and the only way that you're going to accomplish your goals is discipline. I wrote it on a piece of paper on my mirror and I just read it every morning, and I'm trying to manifest discipline also. So repeating the same word over and over again will help you ingrain that you need that discipline to get through the winter arc. I've personally had a lot going on this year, like crazy stuff. We've had a lot of deaths in the family, a lot of health issues with my parents. There's a lot of things that are out of my control right now. This winter arc, I wanted to really commit to it because I was like, this is something I can control. Even if, we have a doctor's appointment or we have a memorial service, I can step in and do this work every day. I kind of have some control over my life. That's what I want to help you guys with also. We'll be in this together. I'll make a whole nother video about my whole process, but this video is for you guys to motivate you to really change. It only really takes like 30 days to break a habit. By month 2, it's gonna be that much easier. And then by month 3, you're gonna be creating whole new habits for yourself. Instead of starting on January 1st, by January 1st, we're gonna be looking in the mirror and be the person we've been trying to be for all of this past year. Step number 1, I'm gonna be honest with you, this is the hardest part. You're gonna have to go ghost mode, gone girl mode, whatever you wanna call it. You need to cut people off. You need to put yourself in the dark. You need to just take away anything that is distracting you from what you're trying to get to. This is not an easy challenge, guys. You really need to put into work. I'm going to keep expressing that throughout this video because if you don't change, you're going to be the same old self that you looked at in the mirror in January. I'm just being honest with you. Like, I love you and all, but this is the hard truth and somebody's got to tell it to you because everybody wants to sugarcoat everything like, oh, it'll be fine, you'll change. It doesn't take that much effort. It takes effort. For step 1, the main thing that you need to do is really get into what is taking up your time. For some of you, this is going to look like cutting off social media altogether. Some of you, it might just be cutting down on your screen time. For some of you, you're going to have to cut off some friends for a while. If they're really your friend, they're still going to be there in a couple of months and they'll understand you're putting work into yourself. Maybe you guys could do this together so that you can grow together. The main reason for this is think about every time you've looked back and been like, oh, I didn't do that thing I was supposed to do yesterday. Let me do it today. Nah, I'll do it tomorrow. Nah, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, it's so-and-so's birthday. I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, we got to go for drinks after work. Oh, it's so-and-so's like going away party. We're 9 months in, guys. You've been saying this for 9 months. So there's no more of that. There's no more excuses. We're cutting out the fluff and we are getting into the nitty gritty of this is the thing that is taking your attention. So we got to cut it off. Because I guarantee that you've had moments in your life where you look back and you're like, oh, I wish I would have done that. I would have been so much happier if I did that, and you didn't do it. This is your time to commit and actually do it. Make a list of all the things that are taking up all your time. I'll leave something here for you to screenshot if it makes it easier for you. And I really want you to put in the work here. You want to journal it or just write it on a piece of paper, because what we're really trying to do is give you that dopamine detox. We're trying to get you off social media, off that like phone, whatever is giving you that dopamine hit. We're trying to cut it off so that your hormones are more regulated and you're actually focusing on the things you need to focus on instead of just like getting that little dose of happiness that comes with the dopamine. The problem is when you focus on the dopamine, when you don't have that dopamine, that's what causes your depression. So a lot of you right now are feeling depressed. You're feeling like out of touch. You feel like your world is just tornadoing around you. And this is one way that you can really get control of your life. This week, you're going to look back and be like, wow, I actually accomplished something this week. And you're going to get a natural high off of dopamine because you actually did things versus relying on your electronics. You're going to be happy because you're in the gym, and being in the gym actually causes you to have more dopamine in your system. It releases stress. There's so many benefits of going to the gym. Instead of going out drinking with the girls or going to brunch with the girls, why don't you guys go out and talk about stocks? Why don't you go to a coffee shop and talk about life and your goals together and how you can reach those goals together? How can you help your friend? How can they help you? Maybe so-and-so knows somebody that you never knew that they knew, and they could actually get you that job that you want, but you've been putting it off because of your paycheck. But you had no idea that this whole time somebody actually knew a connection that could get you the job that you actually want. You never know until you're spending more quality time instead of just like doing shots at a bar. Your friends can meet you at the gym. You guys can be gym partners together. It's all about surrounding yourself with people that are going to level you up to that playing field. Now let's move on to step number 2, because that's what that has to do with. So now that you've figured out what is taking up all your time, you're going to go ahead and organize your day better. So for step 2, I really need you to reevaluate what it is exactly that you're trying to change. What are your bad habits? What are your goals? What are things that you're really trying to get to by the end of this year or the end of this month? Who knows how fast you can do it once you actually put in the time to discipline yourself and actually chase your goals. Really trying to get our finances in order, our body in order, our mentality in order. Cut through the fluff. I want you to be realistic. You're not going to lose 30 pounds in 3 months. It's just not realistic. So maybe shoot for 10 pounds or, 15. Do a realistic goal. I'm just going to give you an easy example. My room is always a mess. It's a tornado in here. Like even just looking at it gives me anxiety sometimes. And that's an issue because when I wake up and I see that anxiety already, as soon as I wake up, it's going to cause me anxiety. I'm going to carry it throughout the day because in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, I should really go back and clean my room. But the reality is it hasn't gotten clean. So I need to make it happen because once everything is cleaned and organized, I just know after this winter arc, I'll stick to that. This goes here, this goes here. So I'll always mentally discipline myself to put it back where it goes. But right now, everything's just kind of thrown all over the place. Instead of having this big goal like clean your room, what you need to do is dumb it down. Organize your sock drawer, what's in the second drawer, what's in the third drawer, break it all down to realistic goals that you can hit for that day. So maybe one day I'm going to do my dresser, the next day I'll do my closet, instead of trying to do everything at once, because that's when you get overwhelmed because you just look at everything and it's all crazy. So that's not going to help you. What you want to do is really cut it down. What is realistic for this day that I can get done? It doesn't have to be in order that you list it. The main thing is that every day you're doing something towards your goal. There's going to be days where you wake up and you're just not in the mood to do anything. You're going to look for those little lights throughout the day that's going to give you those natural doses of dopamine, which will keep you going into the next day. Now, as you're doing each thing, you're going to want to reevaluate your next day at the end of the day. So what did I get done today? What do I need to get done tomorrow? Because mentally, if you have something to look forward to the next day, that's a natural dopamine hit as well. So we're trying to like trick our body, trick our mind into doing things that we don't normally do, but now we're trying to make them like a fun thing. Try and make it a game, try and make it interesting for yourself. They actually even have apps and things that reward you for doing tasks throughout the day. There's really no excuse for you not to be doing this winter arc. So step 3 is going to be, what is your game of the day, or what is your plan for this 3-month process? For me, I needed to challenge myself. So 75 hard was a little too hard. It's a little too extreme for me. And then I was looking into 75 soft. That was too soft for me, so I kind of landed somewhere in the middle where I made up like a 75 medium kind of thing. I am sticking to a lot of the things that are in 75 hard. One of the things I'm going to do is stretch every day for 45 minutes, and then I'm also going to work out every day for 45 minutes. I'm trying to drink like a liter of water instead of a gallon of water. I'm also working on my cortisol levels, so with that, I'm trying to do 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking up. And I'm also trying to be active within that 30 minutes as well. So instead of my body being in this like fight or flight mode, I'm trying to just regulate my hormones throughout the day. So I'm not kind of storing stuff everywhere in my body. I'm also doing like a lymph massage, stuff like that. Everybody will have their own goals that they want to do. So the way that I did this was I made it fun. I made myself a wall of Post-it notes. And they're bright colored Post-it notes because I know it's going to get kind of dreary throughout the winter. So I wanted to have something bright and exciting to make me want to do it. And there's, that game inside your brain where, oh, I'm taking a Post-it note off, and eventually the Post-it notes stack up. So you're going to see the progress because there's some way of tracking your progress. So that is the other big part of step 3 is make sure you track your progress, because you're going to look back and that's going to give you little dopamine hits too, because you're actually accomplishing things, you're getting things done. Wow, am I changing? Like, wow, I'm becoming the person that I want to be. Instead of eating junk food, you need to be fueling your body. So you need to be eating natural things. So try cutting out the junk food and giving yourself little snacks throughout the day that are actual fuel for your body. Again, drink a lot of water. You're really trying to create new healthy habits and start getting rid of some of those old habits. I want you to be doing that with your mind, your body, and your money, because these are the 3 major points in your life that are going to make a huge impact on you. And it really comes down to your environment. So for the last part of this video, I just want you to focus on that. What can you do from the moment you wake up in the morning till the time you go to sleep to make it so easy for you to hit these goals that if you don't do it, you're an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, your brain isn't going to be thinking, oh, I can't do this, it's so hard. And when I talk about like as easy as possible, this is something that like Bill Gates and other entrepreneurs do. What am I wearing in the morning? And you have 3 of the same outfits that you're just rotating, or lay out the outfit for you for the next day, the night before. For me, for example, I bought this copper mug, and that copper mug tricks my brain into having water as soon as I wake up. And then once you start drinking water, you're like, oh, I'm thirsty. I don't know. It's weird. Things that you don't realize that you need because you're just not used to doing that when you wake up. But then you're like, oh yeah, I am thirsty when I wake up. Why did I never drink water before? I was talking about the 30 grams of protein that I'm trying to have as soon as I wake up in the morning. So instead of having my huge Starbucks coffee, now I have a coffee protein shake. And at first it was a little hard to not have that habit of going to Starbucks, but now I'm creating this new habit where I just go to the refrigerator, take some ice, pour my protein shake, already pre-made with 30 grams of protein in them, so I know exactly how many grams of protein I'm getting in my drink. And I just pour it over ice and I just drink it. So like now that's my new habit. And we have 2 dogs, so I'm like playing with the dogs when I wake up. So now it's like I go downstairs, play with the dogs, and then drink my protein shake. Another thing that has helped me out so far is putting different motivational quotes on my mirror. There's one that is, it takes 5 seconds. As soon as you have the impulse to do something, you need to count to 5 and get up off your butt before 5 hits. Because if you count over 5, you're not going to do what you set out to do. Surround yourself with people that you want to be like. If you don't have those people, like, no offense to Ohio, but I live in Ohio and I also lived in New York City. So New York City was a totally different mentality. I was so used to meeting people on this level with this mentality, with this much energy. Here in Ohio, everyone has been married with 3 kids since they were in their 20s. So like, it's a totally different spectrum. Now I'm 43, so everyone at 43 is going through like midlife crisis, divorce, like all this weird stuff. And I'm like, I still feel like I'm 25. How are you guys acting mentally like you're 60? Like, everybody acts so old. I don't know how to explain it. But again, that's just been my experience in my small town. And I accept the fact that I'm not probably going to make many new friends in this neighborhood. So I will listen to podcasts. I'll listen to YouTube. Like David Goggins is a big one. And think of it as you're trying to surround yourself with people, but they don't have to be people that you know. They can just be mentors that you're looking up to try and be. This dude like ran a marathon with broken feet. I'm never going to get to that level. I'll be honest with you. I'm just not that person. Even though I'm never going to be on that level, at least maybe I'll be 50% there or 75% there. The whole idea is you want to adapt their habits and their thinking and just their healthy habits. Instead of thinking I want to be this person, think about what characteristics do they have that I want to possess. Like, think of it that way instead. And that will lead you down other rabbit holes, especially on YouTube. For example, millionaire mindset or something like that, where these are people who are making millions of dollars. Maybe you don't need to make millions of dollars to be happy, but having those fundamental money management skills that you're learning for free online, for free from these people that are just, opening up their lives and giving you real life advice, then you're going to find yourself changing and being happier and managing your own money better, which who knows where that could lead. Maybe you never thought you could be a millionaire, but now all of a sudden you're finding yourself like, oh, wait, like these stocks are kind of putting out a lot. Wow, this like bonds. Oh, wow, like my money is really like growing faster than I ever thought it could, because you've just never surrounded yourself in that mentality. The easiest way to explain it, guys, is like you're a McDonald's person, right? And you always get a Big Mac, right? So you're like, oh, this is the best hamburger I've ever had in my life. But you don't realize that there's also Burger King, there's also Wendy's, there's also like Angus fed beef from Wisconsin or something. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of different hamburgers, but you don't realize that that is even out there because you've only been served McDonald's Big Mac. And I want to remind you that just watching videos like this one is not going to get you anywhere. Like, yeah, it gives you that dopamine hit, like, yeah, I'm ready to do it and I'm going to do, you need to do it. You need the discipline to do it. If it's not me, maybe it'll be the 3rd video that you watch about this or the 7th video. All that matters is keep watching videos like this every day. Keep trying to motivate yourself to get things done. Start writing things down because, in 90 days, that's really all it takes to be that dream person that you've always wanted to be. I can't even express to you like how much you can change in 30 days, let alone 90 days. And when you start cutting all that time out, and I know the holidays are coming and it's going to be full of excuses. All I'm saying is have better time management. If you know this is coming on Saturday, what are you doing to make up for Saturday? Because you had something you had to do on Saturday. Where are you fitting it in the rest of your week to make up for the holidays that are coming? We're thinking in advance. We're planning ahead. What are you going to do first? Let me know in the comments. Making this video for you guys is giving me the accountability that I have to be disciplined to do it because you guys are doing it and you're doing it with me. So like, I can't not do it. Then I'm letting you guys down. I hope in that process, it motivates you as well. So if you want to watch that video in 90 days or, like after I edit it, basically, I'll put it right here. So I'm just going to leave this little place open. In the meantime, here's the next video that YouTube thinks that you're going to like the most.